Hey, welcome back, everyone. It's Talks and me coming back to another video demonstration dealing with Ansible automation. And this is another demo on creating complex playbooks by using a task file and playbook files. Just a wonderful concept that you can have a master playbook and you can have task files and playbook files. You can think about them as modules, just like imagine, if you're into building gaming PCs, you go out and you buy a card and you install it, you have a highly modular system that allows you to plug in parts, as you need and with the ability to be able to import or include task files or playbook files into a master playbook, you make your master playbook highly modular, right? And you do some parameterizing. I know it's a funny word. It took me some time to really get used to pronouncing it. Parameterize, right? Which basically means, and when you take a module, such as the built-in the DNF module, which allows you to download packages and install packages. And instead of specifying a package name, we'll use variables. So you can use that same module to install different types of packages, So this is some of the stuff that we've been talking about. And I have a lab on one screen, a demonstration on one screen, just like I have been doing. Again, remember at any point in time, you can pause and zoom in on particular sections of the screen because I normally have 4 or 5 terminals going on, and I use, as you know, I use TMUX for a terminal multiplexer, right? But don't let it discourage you. Don't be overwhelmed by it. Pause and focus on the syntax and the output and process at your leisure. So let's take a look and see what we have. So let me explain what you see, the different parts of the screen, right? So you can have the bigger picture, then we'll zoom in on the details. Down here, you have the master playbook. You have the master playbook down here, okay? And here you have 2 tasks file and you have 1 playbook file. These 2 task files and the playbook file, all of them will be imported into this master playbook file. That's pretty awesome, right? And here, this last part of the screen here on the bottom, you have the results from running the playbook using Ansible Navigator. Okay, so let's take a look and see what we have pretty quickly. Notice here that this is the master playbook, and right at the top, I am calling another playbook. Okay, I am importing a playbook file. So take a look at it, take a look at the level of indentation. Mastering the level of indentation is everything when you write YAML code, right? So notice here at the level of the indentation, right? This is at the top level, right? Playbook header level, right? Look at the dash, it aligns with the first dash. Remember, you always start with 3 dashes to help you with the indentation. And I am calling on a playbook called host underscore test.yaml. And it is saved in my plays subdirectory. Okay. And this is the name of the playbook. Look how simple. Have you ever seen such a small play, right? So basically what this part is going to do here is it's going to go search inside my plays subdirectory for this host underscore test. And this is what it's going to find. This is basically a way to verify that I'm using abbreviation for the hosts my inventory, right, properly. Okay, so for example, I know that DB servers, right, include my Ansible 1 server and my Ansible 2 server, okay? And I'm using this DB servers in my inventory file to group those two managed servers. And this is a very small play just to confirm, right, that the master playbook will indeed run on the intended remote servers. So let's take a look at this. We are using one single module, and that is the debug module. And I'm using the inventory underscore host name fact, okay? And this will stores the name of the managed server. So if you take a look at when I ran the playbook, let's take a look here. Notice it comes and it says play. I'm running a play. Well, what's the name of this play? The name of the play is list inventory host names. Okay. Where did it get this from? I get this from here, list inventory host names. Notice here that this wasn't really included in the master playbook. In the master playbook, I called it test host patterns, right? Which is using patterns to group managed servers. And it came back and it says, yeah, here's the task. I'm gonna list the inventory host names for you. The first one is called Ansible 1, message Ansible 1, message Ansible 2. And this confirms to me that when I run the master playbook on the DB servers, that the two servers that will receive the tasks in the playbook will be Ansible 1 and Ansible 2. And notice from here, here's the second play. The second play is called Setup Web Services. So in this master playbook, I have two plays, right? And in the second play, I have included two task files. So notice under tasks, here is import tasks and another import tasks. And here are the two files saved under the task subdirectory, web tasks and firewall tasks. Notice also that towards the end, I have handlers. Whenever you see handlers, right, you expect that there's a notify statement somewhere, right? And the notify kicks in whenever the output of or the result from running a task, right, reports that a change took place, okay, as we're going to see. So bear this in mind, okay? The notify parameter is not listed in the master playbook. It's listed in one of the task files. So let's take a look at it. Here is the task file. This task file is for setting up the firewall rules. So this is your firewall underscore tasks. And what we're doing here is we're making sure that the firewall D package has been installed and it's the latest one. We're making sure that the firewall D service is enabled and started. And we're making sure that we open the web ports, and that's HTTP port 80 and HTTPS port 443. But I'm going to do this using a simple loop statement. So notice here I'm declaring a variable called rule, right? And this variable is a simple variable because it has a list of items, a simple list of items, right? We're not dealing with dictionaries here, just a simple list of items, right? And here is a loop statement at the end. So notice that, again, we're talking about parameterizing your task files with variables. So how does this part work? But before I explain, here is the other task file, and that's about getting certain packages. I don't know what it is, right? right now they're listed as variables, but I'm gonna download them, and then I'm going to make sure that they are enabled and running, and there is certain configuration file that I need to push to the Etsy directory at the managed servers, and I'm gonna do that using the copy module. So this is all phenomenal. And if you take a look here, running the playbook, here's play, setup web services, okay? So setup web services is coming from this particular import tasks. And you can see here, it ran correctly on Ansible 1 and Ansible 2. Ensure package installed. We got a check and a check. Well, which package did we install? Notice that we have a vars section under the imported tasks, and we have two items, HTTPD and for package, and HTTPD for service. So package is replaced with HTTPD, service is replaced with HTTPD, because that's how they were declared in the task file. And you can see them right here. Take a look at it. Name SVC, okay? Name PKG, okay? And declared as curly brackets surrounded with double quotation. So you can see that package was installed. We know it's the HTTPD package. Service was enabled. We know that it was the HTTPD service. And then ensuring configuration installed, which is coming from this task about copying the config file from the files directory on the control node to the Etsy directory on the managed servers. And this also executed successfully. Now we're getting to the firewall rules, and we can see that it ran successfully on Ansible 1 and Ansible 2. And let's take a look at it. Item, right, for rules was replaced with, take a look at the vars section, right, was replaced with HTTP and HTTPS, and we're looping through this list of items. And the list has only 2 items, so it's pretty simple. And for this reason, you see HTTP is open on Ansible 1 and Ansible 2. HTTPS has been enabled on the 2 managed nodes. So we should be able to connect remotely to port 80 and port 443. And that's all we needed to do. Now take a look here. At the end, notice that there is a handler that says restart HTTPD. Well, when do I need to restart the HTTPD service using the service module? This is coming here in this particular tasks file. It says notify restart HTTPD. So remember, the name of the handler will also have to be exactly restart HTTPD. So here's the notify parameter, and at the end here, or clause, and at the end here, it matches handlers restart HTTPD. So if we make any changes to the config file, to this config file, and when we copy it to Etsy, if it notices that the config file has changed, then we are going to get the results of running this task as changed. And when that happens, notify will kick in, we'll go to the handlers section, we'll find the handler that said was the name restart HTTPD and executes what it says. And in this case scenario, it says restart the HTTPD service. Okay, I had already ran this play, so it didn't need, the handlers didn't kick in because I already ran this play before the tests. And for this reason, there was no changes to the config file. So the notify and handlers didn't run. But the first time you run display, they will run. And it's a wonderful example to practice. I'm going to put all the files for this demo on my GitHub repository, as I always do, download them and play with them. And hey, it's all about muscle memory. And thank you for tuning in until the next demonstration.